We made it. We are here, everybody. We're back. Everybody.
Wahoo!
My lord.
All right.
My lord.
So,
Who has
there
it?
you go. See, and you know it because it came through your sound, right?
Mine.
Yours. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Sound
so,
check.
people
and
can
that's
hear
fair
us.
because
You can
we
hear
needed to.
us. I assume you can hear us. Please tell me you can if you can.
If you can hear us, make a comment and let us know.
Let's do a review. Here is
Sugar says hi.
Hi, Sugar.
Hi, Sugar.
Yay!
And she's our sound check. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you.
Here's what has been going on. We ran into 2 weeks ago. We ran into an audio problem that we didn't know existed until we started to go live, and we had no audio. It took me a couple of weeks to figure out what the hell went on, because the next time I went back after the game to try and make the audio work, the entire streaming program that we use OBS, which anybody who streams knows what that is, would not boot up, would not open, would not run. So it's been 2 weeks of frustration, and today, miracle of miracles, I figured out all of the problems that were stopping us. The first problem was OBS pushed out an update to their program, and when they pushed out that update, they set all of my sound settings back to default. So for OBS, I want to say thank you very much for doing that. I have fixed those sound updates and put them back where they were originally made, and that's why you can hear us. Second thing that happened was that OBS would not boot up because it decided, since it was the new updated version of OBS, it wouldn't boot up unless there was a special update done to Windows. So once I finally got all the Windows things done, then OBS worked, and now we're back to, I hope, where we're supposed to be. Unfortunately, we've got a couple more weirdnesses. Glenn's camera is not the usual camera that he has. It's a backup camera that's running and showing us him right now. So that's okay. It'll do the job for us today. That's our first update. Second update is I was going to tell you 2 weeks ago how I'm doing, because we keep getting questions from people asking how I'm doing after my surgery and stuff like that. And I'm doing okay, but they did the surgery, which was for some real big stones in my kidneys. They got those, but they're not sure they got 100% of those. So they put stents back in, and I have got to go for a third surgery. I've gone for a CAT scan so that they can have a look around and make sure that if there's anything left that they need to clean up next time, but I'm going to have to go back in a third time for them to remove those stents, which means that I'm still walking around with these J-shaped plastic tubes that hurt me every time I twist my body or bend over or do anything like that. So it sucks. So I'm really trying to take it as easy as I can and not do a lot of moving around and stuff like that, because it just causes more and more problems.
And you were in the OR so much longer than anybody ever estimated. Ever.
Yes, I was in the OR. I was under more than twice as long as I was supposed to be.
4 hours.
Ooh. So it was a rough recovery this time.
That's a long surgery.
And sometimes this thing is kicking my ass. But we made it today, so that's a good sign.
Yay!
We're here. And I'm not as prepared as I want to be, but that's okay. We're just gonna fake it till we make it, right? That's what we do. Okay, those are the two updates on that. Now, what happened last week? 2 weeks ago, the last time we streamed, you guys couldn't hear us, so we ended up shutting down the system, and we're all here. We played anyway. Here is what we did. The place that we were left off in the story during the last stream that you saw was that these guys were at the troll bridge. Is that not right? You were at the troll bridge.
Did we finish with Salt Marsh?
Yeah, we finished with
You finished with Salt Marsh. You went to the troll bridge.
Troll bridge.
And you got past the troll. You paid the troll to Ugrolk, the troll. You got past the toll bridge. You traveled into Feywood.
Yep.
In Feywood, you stopped at a little town called. Does anybody remember what it was called? I have to go look it up. It's on the map.
Elfheim? No.
Nope.
No.
It was right past the bridge. It was.
Let's go to adventure screen for a second. I'm going to see if I can figure it out with the journal map on adventure screen. You go away, Mr. Instructions.
No,
under the maps.
It was just past the bridge. Where is it?
I said under the maps. Go maps.
We're scrolling.
Pardon me. It was a 4-hour trek to get there.
Well, okay, I'm going to have to switch to another screen.
Also, because I think, because everyone missed out the past episode, maybe everyone to fill some time.
Cloorhaven.
Cloorhaven. Thank you.
Okay, so you were saying, Josephine, what do you suggest?
Could say what their favorite memory was of that adventure.
Sure.
I want to start.
Okay. Okay, hold on. So you basically made it into Feywood, went to Cloorhaven, and the place that you ultimately ended up was you finally found Quillius Quacksalver, right?
Yes.
Quillius Quacksalver. Okay, so we'll go around now, and you guys can introduce yourselves and then give us some memories, whatever memories you want. And I'm going to go around clockwise like usual. We're going to start with Thaddeus. Here he is. Hello, sir.
Hello. My name is Ian Little, and I'm playing the role of Thaddeus Poindexter, the company physician. I really don't have many strong memories of the last quest because my brain just wasn't functioning that night. I don't know what it was, but I just, yeah, it wasn't working. I have no memories of stuff we did.
That's reassuring that I'm not the only one who is feeling like that right now.
I think we were trying to get you to stealth and go under the bridge, and
well, that was a couple of sessions ago.
Sessions ago?
Let's continue around the table.
Yeah.
Josephine.
Hi, I'm Josephine Smith, and I remember last week because I decided to try to use my elven charms to get through the electric fence, and that fucking didn't. Pardon me, that didn't work.
And what happened to you when you hit?
I got zapped out of the way and lost. What was it, like 27 points?
Yeah.
With that Zippo, and hobbled my way back to the troop with my legs my tail between my legs, and I haven't actually recovered since. Wait, we might have had 1 night's sleep, so I should probably add that. However, my dire wolf. We're still introducing ourselves. I am Josephine Smith. I'm played by Amanda. and I got Zippo zapped last week, and I'm still maybe recovering from it. And I have a dire wolf who is tall. Yeah, hi.
Tall as you are, taller actually. Yeah, taller.
Yeah, and he's the bestest. He lets me ride on his back, or anyone who wants it, and he is not Simon.
Okay, off to Lavinia.
The growling that you're hearing behind us is Simon the Wonder Dog, and he's just watching over us, making sure we're all fine. Anyways, my name is Lavinia Rose. I am played by Janice. I am the wife of our game master, Dave, down at the other end of the table. Hello. And I don't remember a lot about last weekend either.
Well, it was like actually 2 weeks ago. But okay, well, let's go on to next person, which is Mr. Percy Redfeather.
Percival Redfeather, played by Robert Woodbury, and my favorite memory was the stacks and stacks of boxes and trying to figure out how we were going to transport all of this damn stuff across the bridge and into the woods. And we were
into the woods we go.
So part of all of this is that the troll that we spoke to did some really heavy duty negotiating with us in
major.
order to be able to cross the bridge.
Right.
And part of what of our deal was is that we had to transport all of these boxes
Yeah.
off to
You were
QQ.
delivering them to Quillius Quacksalver.
Quillius Quacksalver.
Exactly.
And one of the things we found out was the limits on how much we can put into each bag of holding and how big the boxes were. And we had the dimensions all figured out. The 3x3 boxes wouldn't fit. They were too big. So we had some sort of disc of levitation going on.
Right.
And
Okay,
we tried
thank
to
you.
We
balance
had so
the
many
disc of
math
Yeah,
and physics.
right. Right. We were just going through all the
these
math.
guys were in their glory.
Oh, it was so we were nerding out completely on what the
Nerdiest version
tolerances
ever.
were and where we would fit these boxes and how many I could carry. We'd create a lean-to or a travois.
versus,
And
like,
needless to say, they would not fit into my personal bag of
No.
holding, which has a lot of inner bigness.
Now, I recall one other thing now that Percy's talking about it. You did stop overnight to have a rest before you got to Clearhaven.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you had a nice rest with all of your boxes. You had been floating a bunch of them tied up with rope. And if I remember correctly,
they got
you had
stolen, right.
They stole
4
from us.
incredibly valuable
Aerolite,
aerolite clusters.
yeah.
Clusters,
Legitimately
Tied to
the
them.
most valuable things that we
In
had.
this world.
We just let just sitting out there overnight.
Just sitting out there
and
floating. in
And they
the
were
air.
stolen by the morning. Ah,
And who stole them?
the residents
the
of
twat-
the village.
Pardon me.
No, the village told you who stole them. You ran into some clericon in the village, and they told you that it was pukas.
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 Yeah.
Remember?
So invisible animal
with
creatures.
the
were
big eyes.
With the big eyes. They look a little bit like
lure
lemurs.
You to sleep.
Yes.
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 At some point, we should ask you to show a picture of a puka.
I'll see if I
again.
can find you another
Yeah.
picture
Yeah,
of a puka.
that was
again.
very,
And the only
very
other
cool.
puka I had heard of is from the movie Harvey, where it was an enormous rabbit that was invisible and stood beside him all the time.
That's a Jimmy Stewart movie.
It's a Jimmy Stewart
Jimmy
movie.
Stewart.
Yeah, yeah.
So these pukas are tricksters,
Mm-hmm.
and they love to just create mischief.
Yep.
And for us, they thought it was so much fun for them to steal our stuff.
Did we get on the table yet?
No, I'm going to Raven next.
Okay.
Nope, got a
So
Raven.
we're pretty much done with Percy, red and green
Okay,
beard,
okay.
and we're going to go to
Ho ho ho.
Raven.
Or pink and green.
Hello, Mr. Raven.
Good day. I'm Glen the Valley playing Raven Alexian, and this is my familiar,
Hi, Dreamer.
Drema.
Grandma, yay, Grandma!
She bows.
She's beautiful.
I agree that it was fun trying to negotiate with the Troll King or the Troll Bridge Meister. And I'm glad we didn't use my advice and try and sneak across because we'd all be blowed up.
It'd all be blowed up.
No, I tested that and it ouchied.
Yeah, but the boxes of explosives would have been more
It
dramatic.
would have been way more ouchies, yes.
I recall that when you first learned that you might have to go over a troll bridge, and that was like 4 months ago in real time, that it was at that point that Glenn had made his first suggestion that maybe you guys could sneak across with invisibility. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And at that time I said, look, I already made the bridge. I already made everything. I will not change a thing because I didn't want you to think that I went and put in all of those explosive boxes and all that stuff sitting on the bridge secondhand after I knew your plans. I'd already built that, right? And so I
Booby
knew,
trapped.
I knew as soon as you guys started talking about how you're going to sneak across the bridge, I'd already booby trapped for no sneaking, but I thought you would think, I'm metagaming and I'm doing this after. But it was
No.
already set up long before you got there.
You never like you are always on the fly. Always.
So, all right, that's most of our review.
I said that wrong. I said like you think on the fly when an opportunity presents. However, you do a lot of work behind the scenes setting up these scenarios for us.
Oh my
once in a
goodness,
while-
yes.
Strategy, the layers.
Once in a while, I even guess right about what you're going to try and do, and then but that's only once in a while. So that's pretty much most of the review. After Clearhaven, you were in the Feywood, because Clearhaven was the first town in the Feywood. Let's go to the GM screen for a sec so I can show people at home. This is what we have been covering, is this road right here where my little white hand is going down. This spot right here is where this new marker was, where you camped the first night. Then you went across the Troll Bridge, and it was just before Clearhaven that you had your overnight sleep and that you lost your airlight clusters.
Mr. GM, could you put it on the back screen as well?
Oh, I am sorry. You're right about that. Okay, so can I put it on the back screen? I was just trying to get my mouse to do stuff.
Okay.
Will you give me a map? How come?
All right, I'll be fine. I'll just walk over there.
Yeah, but I want to give the people the people at home could see the one that I was doing, can't they? Okay, let's go back to where we were. Anyway, so you camped, lost those things. You made it all the way here. You are now here at the hermit hut of Quillius Quacksalver. And the thing that you saw, you know what? I can do this, Jan. Games Room TV.
David's still, yeah. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm going to actually stop it and do it as the screen and cast the whole screen. Let's do this again.
It's me.
That is
How
you.
come it didn't do it?
Oh.
Oh, so I was
boom.
showing a picture of just the
There.
area earlier with
Yeah.
Larry spread across the table, and someone was like, "Is that an axe?" And I said, "No, it's a tomahawk." And someone else said, "Oh, I thought it was a builder's hammer." I'm like, "No, it's tomahawk with a peace hawk or a peace pipe built in."
These are Percy Redfeather's main props. One is a tomahawk
Creations, yes.
peace pipe, and the other one is his Bowie knife.
And I've got a Bowie knife, which
Yes.
these are manufactured by my 3D printer after I designed them and printed them out in several pieces, put them together and painted them. So they're quite fun.
And they're gorgeous. I love when we have downtime and you sit there just like puffing on your tomahawk.
Which actually does work, right?
Like it's a
Oh yes,
bowl.
it
Rob,
works. Yes,
that actually does
I would
work.
need a metal screen to prevent it from burning if there was a lit ember in there, but it would actually work. So, and if I cast it in aluminum, it'd be 100% functional.
Cool.
There you go.
Very coolio.
So we want to thank Rob because he has done a bunch of 3D printing of props for us besides our minis.
Yeah,
He
we
has
got the pew
also
pews,
done
Some pew-pews.
Josephine's gun.
pearl handled pew pews.
They're beautiful.
Pearl handle.
Oh, wait. Here, back it up a little bit. They're so beautiful.
They look great, but when you hold them, you notice something that you can't really tell on camera. Point the barrel straight at the camera for a sec, Josephine, so that we can see. You'll notice that they're super skinny. They're really
yeah.
flat guns.
Yep.
They
And
are
that's a great way to have them for us.
pew.
Well, and it also, you're not likely to get shot by cops.
That's right.
In
I
real
thought that
life,
too.
I'm not likely to be shot by cops. Just like, But Josephine Smith,
There you go.
That
Just
could be
don't
another
take those
story.
out in the street, and we'll be
We'll be fine.
You know what? When I had to take the guns to Josephine when she was at work, I smuggled them in because I did not want the security to jump on me because I was holding up guns.
So the background on this, for people who may be wondering, what the hell did she just say? Is that during Halloween, Amanda at her job dressed up as Josephine Smith. She went in her hat with all of her other stuff, but she forgot her two peacemakers. So she called the house, and Janice smuggled up these two plastic guns up to her at her place of work. That's what she's worried about.
That's the story behind it.
Yeah, she snuck me my pew-pews behind the desk. Like, that looks way less...
I
Conspicuous.
just didn't want to put the guns out in public view, and suddenly
You're telling here's your guns, or like behind the desk. Here, take these in my purse. Put these in your apron right away.
Okay,
Oh,
so
one in half, one in one, or 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways, so sorry we interrupted.
I think that's most of the review of where you are and what you were doing. However, the very last thing that we finished with was actually the scene that you saw, that you heard the sound at Quillius Quacksalver's place. And you saw him partying with some Cluricon. Now, a Cluricon is like a leprechaun, but they tend to dress slightly differently. This picture, they all look like leprechauns. But a Cluricon is not a leprechaun. They are two different and distinct types of little folk, wee folk. So that is what you saw, and this is where we ended the game last 2 weeks ago, was that you had finally come to the abode of Quillius Quacksalver, and a party was in progress, and they were all laughing and singing.
And he told us that it was very, very important that we had finally met up with him.
Yes.
Because this has been years in coming.
Yes, it's been not quite a year, I'd say, since Quillius Quacksalver was added to the story. And in honor of Quillius Quacksalver being the story and you meeting him now.
Oh,
We have been waiting for so long.
there you go. There you go.
For this.
Yes!
Oh my
How much
lord.
of it can we see?
That is majestic.
I'd say back up a bit and then tilt your camera a bit.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
there, I can see it in the thing. Huh?
Yeah.
Not all,
Oh,
not
yeah.
all of it. Oh, 90%
That's
of
cool.
it. Cool.
And can you give me my glasses from the other room that are in my thing?
I will see what I can.
Because I need those to make this work. That actually looks pretty damn good, doesn't it?
That is a
Yeah.
beautiful hat.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Beautiful hat.
That's a great.
For those of you who can't see what's going on the top of the hat, we'll just take it down here and we'll just show you.
Yeah, show off
This
the
is
parts of the
Quillius
hat.
Quacksalver's hat with all of its paraphernalia attached to the top. I think this is actually the right way to put it on.
And if we ever do a medieval walkabout character, that will be King.
Well, you know what? Actually, I added Quillius Quacksalver to the game, but I actually invented him as my own character long before this. There we go.
That is
looks
awesome.
Just
right. Yeah.
so. I know you're going to have a hard time figuring out that this is Quillius. This is me, and this is the picture of Quillius Quacksalver. Oh, there we go. There we go. You can compare the two.
Yep.
No, I think you did a pretty
fabulous.
Look alike.
Alrighty then. So Quillius Quacksalver, you come up to the scene where you see all of them, and you guys are now about 30 feet away. They have not noticed you yet. What do you want to do?
Who's got the most stake in this?
Are we all holding hands? Do we just approach?
Well, we've got all of his stuff.
We've got all of his stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Right,
we
yes.
want to deliver his
So
stuff.
let's go a little
I'll
closer.
open up my mouth.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you be Quillius Quacksalver?
You're calling that from 30 feet away?
I am. I can.
Okay.
30 feet is not a long way away.
Okay, so the second that you call out to Quillius Quacksalver from where you're at, all of a sudden, all of the Cluricon and Quillius that have all been partying together and enjoying this enormous jug of quackshine that they've all apparently been imbibing quite a bit. I'll give everybody that scene again of the quackshine. You can see that. As soon as you start speaking, all of a sudden, all of their laughter stops. They turn, they look at you, and all of the Cluricon go, "Ah!" and poof, disappear. And Quillius jumps up with his staff and goes, beware, beware, fire foe, flight, beware. Don't come any closer, or I'll turn you into something unnatural.
Dear Mr. Quacksalver, we
Quacksalver.
Salver.
It's Quacksalver.
I am so
Get it
sorry.
right.
Let me try it again. Mr. Quacksalver. Did I say it right this time?
Close enough.
Quacksalver. We have items that you have been waiting for.
What?
We have delivered, or we are delivering items that you have been waiting quite a long time for.
From the
Let
troll
me
bridge.
introduce myself. My name is Lavinia. My pleasure to meet you, sir.
I don't know if it's a pleasure yet or not. I guess we'll see.
Everybody, doff your hats.
No, okay. I don't want to. But...
Rob, what did you do to the top of your head?
What? Where? It's bald. I know.
Okay, hold on. We got to go back to this.
Okay. hang on.
Rob, let's have a look at Percy with his hat off. For a
I'm
second.
being misread.
Yeah, you are. You're
Yo!
Miss Pink.
Mr. Pink on the top. Yes. Okay. So going back to Lavinia is trying to talk to Quillius Quacksalver. So go ahead. Say what you were saying.
Yes, we were asked to bring you your packages that you have been waiting for.
Packages? What packages? I didn't commission any of you to do any packages. Why, I've never seen you before in your life. Prepare for battle! And he takes his staff, fires off a whole bunch of these little blue darts that you're so familiar with, magic missiles, and they all go pew, 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 and they start spiraling towards each one of you.
Oh, fuck.
And I I cast my shield in response.
Yeah, well, lucky you. All the rest of us are getting damaged. I'm still haven't. Oh, I did get a full night's sleep.
I grabbed my brooch of shielding.
Okay.
I
Anybody
pick
else?
up one of the boxes and hold it in front of me.
Okay. Anybody
Yeah,
else?
That's a good idea.
I
The bag of holding.
hit the dirt.
Right?
All right. Okay. So as you all react and as you all go for cover and hit the dirt, all of the missiles come towards you, and just before they're going to hit you, they take a 90 degree turn and go into the dirt right in front of you. Poof, poof. And as each one of them hits, there's a little firework that goes off, goes pew, pew. And Quillius Quacksalver starts laughing.
Very clever, sir.
You, sir,
Did
that
you
was
see
a
him squirm?
fine
Clever.
display of your magic, sir.
He looks over
Well
at the
done.
clericon, who are now starting to poke their heads out from the thing, and he starts joking and chortling to them. And you hear this little round of applause from all of them. Hooray! Hooray! And he's like, thank you. Thank you. The clericon are clapping, not you, fools. Never mind.
Well done. Good jest.
Then he reaches into his pocket. He pulls out this giant pocket watch, and he looks at it, and he's like, "You're late. I have been waiting for you fools for 2 months now. What took you so long? You know, if you hadn't messed things up at the Angel Bridge," and he tucks the watch back into his coat. "If you hadn't messed things up at the Angel Bridge, we could have been on with this stuff a long time ago. I would have had somebody else bring me the box. Oh, by the way, put them right over there." And he points to a place for you to put them. He turns around, he talks to the clericon for a sec. You can't tell exactly what he says to him. Something like, "Meow, meow, meow," and they all scamper off, right? And he's like, all right now, put them over there, and then you might as well come on in. We need to talk about what's been going on.
We would have been here sooner, but there was a postal strike.
Oh!
Oh,
And the people in America are like, what the hell does that mean? There's a postal strike in Canada right now, so it's slowing
Play at
things
Christmas
down.
time. Convenient timing.
Yes,
Yeah.
that seems to happen every few years. So Quillius Quacksalver basically gestures, and you guys, what do you want to do now?
I want to take the bag of holding and pull out the boxes one
Yes.
by one and stack them where he's directed.
yes.
All
And
right.
I will assist with that.
Yeah,
all
let's
right.
get rid of these damn boxes.
As you do, he's like, okay, I'll check the shipment later, but I'm pretty sure that Ergrok sent me the right stuff. Do any of you like Quackshine, by the way?
We don't know.
I'd be willing to try.
We'd love.
Oh, you've never seen it yet.
Lavinia
Never
would
had it
love
anywhere.
some Quackshine.
You've never had it anywhere? Well, you're going to have to try my Quackshine while you're here. Yes,
Absolutely, sir.
It's usually, I'm not surprised you haven't seen it because it's usually not outside the outside the Feywood. I couldn't remember the name of my own damn Feywood. Okay. Before we go any further with Quillius, I need to. I can't wear these glasses because I can't see the screen.
And we
with
haven't
glasses
set a
on.
timer either, right?
We did set a timer.
You did?
Okay.
So we're okay. You've met Quillius Quacksalver, but I am going to take this screen. Oh, I should fix this one because this is stupid. J.
Also, Sugarberries and Brother Shoveler love your hat. Of
You
course.
like the hat?
course.
Why, thank you very much.
Yay.
It's amazing ad.
It's a great hat.
Yeah, like I say, I invented this. The only thing is, it's a little bit loose on me. I'm gonna tight on me. I'm gonna have to stretch it out a little bit for my head. But it works okay, and I'm gonna have to get. I should have brought my phony glasses with me for doing this so that I could actually read while I talk. I'll bring them next time and do better at that. Right now, I'm gonna do it without glasses. It's gonna break the character a little bit, but that's okay. We were talking about Quillius, and I showed you the picture of Quillius. What I'm going to do now is take the back screen off, and I'm going to put it on just on a picture of Quillius for you. Quillius, after he's checked with you all about the
That's not
boxes
great.
and supplies, he takes you into his house, and as you walk into this house, I know, just wait.
Okay.
As you walk into his house, he says, I just want to show you my pride and joy. And as he walks you into the house to show you his pride and joy, you see the largest crystal ball that any of you have ever seen in your life.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oculus.
Ah.
So let's put that on the back screen. There we go. The largest crystal ball any of you have ever seen in your life. And he says, look at this baby right here. It's amazing. Why, sometimes I can see just about all the way to the other side of the eastern lands with this one. And once, I even attached some copper threads to it, some copper strands that I had made up. And you know what I could see with that? I could see into the future, even across the veil. One time there was this scene come up. It was some kind of thing that said, I love Lucy. I've never been able to figure it out, but it looked like, those poor people were having a terrible time because somebody had cast a spell and drained all the color out of them. All the color out of the whole world. Must have been a wilder that did that. Wilders are always up to no good with their stuff. Okay, so as you look around Quillius's little, his little cabin that he's got, you notice that outside there was an old Vardo that was permanently parked. That's a wagon. A Vardo is a big wagon, like a traveling gypsy wagon.
Yeah.
That was outside his
Hut?
hut. As you go into his hut, the hut is fairly bare. There's a fireplace. It doesn't have a lot of furniture. It's got a bed, it's got a table, that kind of thing. And it's got endless shelves with all kinds of bizarre little containers and glass vials and knickknacks and odds and ends. Obviously, the stuff that a wizard uses in his wizarding for if he's making potions and things like that. That's what you get to see. I'm going to send this off to adventure screen. I still don't have the right thing on the adventure screen. Let's try this. Are you going to ask Quillius Quacksalver for compensation?
He's got a snow globe.
I am trying to fix my screen because we're stuck with a weird screen here. I'm going to try and give you the scene. Come on. There we go. Good. Okay, I fixed it. Okay, that's better.
It looks like a Gandalf Santa Claus.
Looks like a Gandalf Santa Claus, because that's what Quillius Quacksalver looks like. You've got a problem with my looks?
No, it was a compliment.
You know, the folk in this particular world don't even know who Santa Claus is. But I do, because like you, I am not from around here.
You came through the portal as well, my friend?
So Quillius says, oh, it was a long time ago, and I certainly didn't mean to. It was in the Eastern lands, you know, that it happened to me. I used to be an apothecary.
Oh.
You know what an apothecary is?
Yes, I do.
You.
And I used to travel from town to town, and maybe I should read my backstory so I know what the hell I'm talking about.
And did you sell Quackshine?
No, not at that
Snake
time.
oil?
I didn't start making Quackshine until I got here. But I used to travel in Europe, all of the different countries of Europe in my Vardo wagon, going from market to market and fair to fair, selling my apothecary goods. This one time I was on a road in France, terrible, stormy night. And as I was traveling along, it got so bad I decided I'd have to camp for the night. I camped, and in the morning when I woke up, for the first time, here there was this whole group of dwarves walking along the road past my little Vardo wagon.
Wait, people in Aerra know about France and Europe?
He does.
Well,
He
I
knows
know.
because he is from there. Quillius Quacksalver was in Europe. Then he woke up the next morning, and all of a sudden there were dwarves on the road. So I continued my journey on to the next place where the market was. I got there. There was no market. There wasn't even the village. And I'd been to this place, probably a dozen times over the last 30 years. Where was the market? Where was the village? I didn't know what was going on. And here I was lost. The land looked all the same, but the places and the people were different. I also noticed that the sky was a strange color when the clouds cleared. It was this golden color. And I knew I must not be back on Terra anymore. So things were clearly wrong. And then there were more dwarves. So I tried to talk to them. I thought maybe they're French dwarves. But they all looked at me strangely, and then they started talking back to me in Latin. Lucky for me, I knew a little bit of Latin, or it probably could have gone a lot worse. And I found out from them that I was no longer in Terra. I was now in this here world of Aerra. And here I was traveling in the dwarven land of Gaul.
Oh.
Off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of Gaul.
Now, up until that point, I had always relied on my knowledge of all of the different types of mixtures and concoctions and potions and salves to make my living, which I still do enjoy making from time to time. But I also discovered that I had now the ability to start to dabble in magic and become more than an apothecary, to actually eventually become a true blue, full-blown wizard. So eventually I ended up in the Western lands, and here, that's another story I'm going to tell you in probably the next episode. And that's where we ended up. Now I'm here in the Feywood. This is where I've gotten my place near the World Tree, and this is where I like to scry with my crystal ball every night. So, I saw you in the desert. I saw you down in the swamps near the Legardo people. I cannot believe how dense you were, not figuring out that all you need to do is have one person sit on another person's shoulders, and you could actually figure out the Legardo Man Temple. That was amazing. Yeah. Then you went, that was after Orizal's house, though. I lost you in Orizal's mansion, Sad story about Orizal, from what I've heard. I want you to fill me in on what's going on there. Because, of course, I can't see into Orizal's mansion, but he's one of my order. And I really would like to know what went on with him.
Oh, we tried to find him. We searched as many rooms as we could before we got zooted out of there.
Well, he got possessed, or the equivalent.
Orizal.
Orzel? Oh no, that was another person.
Yeah,
that we were
Orzal was
fighting.
earlier. Orzal had the two little girls.
Oh right.
Yeah, that's right.
And the
Orzel
room-
does have two
room of
little girls.
shrinking and the room of silence and the room of mind reading.
like the weird rainforest dripping bathtub
And you
room.
becoming a bunny.
And I became a bunny.
Yeah.
Every room seemed to be possessed of a different magical air, and it created magical afflictions upon everybody who entered.
But we went into a particular room and touched a magical item and were transported to another
when
space.
we went into the attic.
Yeah.
When we all went into the attic, and that's when we lost Bear because Bear refused.
Yeah.
So, was there not a being that we fought in that nether space? And I thought that was a possessed Orzel.
Was that a
It was,
possession?
Could have been a possessed
it was
Orzel.
the gosh, what was it?
ghost?
Not a ghost. What?
Well, he wasn't a wraith,
Oh, wait,
but he was a magic
wait,
user that was.
Don't make him make the sound again. It was the
Banshee.
banshee.
No, that wasn't a banshee.
Yeah.
it
Well, there
was.
was a.
There was a banshee in the
Different.
mansion.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, but it wasn't.
They
at
kept
that
showing up.
Orzel.
No.
No, it
All
was.
right.
It was in that mansion.
It
So
was, but not in the transported place from touching the magic item.
No. But that was the only other being other than the two children that were in that place.
No, we had a battle outside that we were
Oh,
transported.
outside the rhinoceroses or whatever.
No.
No, when we got transported to the place with the they had
That's
some
where we
orbs
discovered
that
the portals.
the portal, yeah, where we discovered the portals to different places, and we chose the one that took us to the swamp.
But at that junction, I believe that we did fight a wizard that had been converted into a
Yes,
like a wraith or equivalent,
yes,
and I
believe
thought
so.
that was Orzel.
okay, so you see, this is what happens when old people play a game for 2 years.
That was just recently though. That was only like 2 weeks ago, as opposed to
No.
That was a year ago.
So when
Year ago.
old people play a game for 2 years, they just can't remember a lot of shit, or their minds just make it up in a total different way. Luckily, they've got a games master who remembers and
Luckily
is
we
going to give you the
record.
correct review so that the audience doesn't have to continue to wonder what the hell these guys are talking about. This was before we were recording
Yes.
our episodes. At one point, they approached a wizard's mansion that they had heard that he had been missing for a while. They were actually asked to come and assist a woman who said that her entire adventuring party had disappeared into the wizard's mansion. They got there. The mansion was guarded by a giant rhinoceros. They eventually discovered that this was rhinoceros was largely an illusion. They made their way into the mansion, which was completely overgrown in vines. And what they encountered there was a couple of things. One was a puzzle of these skulls that each had runes on them. Mm-hmm. And they collected 8 of these skulls with runes, 8 or 9, something like that. Another was that every room they went into had a different magic spell active in the room and would affect them if they triggered it or if they walked into the room. This whole adventure that they had is a wonderful, supposedly one-off, although we took 3-4 nights to play it. It's called the Mad Manor of Astabar. But in our case, it was the Ruined Manor of Orzel. And they ran into 2 little, very creepy, skeleton-headed girls, twin girls.
Played
And-
by my lovely 14 and 15-year-old daughters when they were visiting as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. We had our wonderful granddaughters, Amanda's girls, come and play these 2 little girls in the game at that time. And it was this mansion of Orzel that they eventually adventured through all of the rooms. They got to the attic. They found a locked lab. They figured out with the skulls the way to get the key for the lab. They went into the lab, and there, sitting on the table of the lab, was a wand floating. And somebody stepped up to the wand to get closer to it. Who was it? Raven, of course. Our wizard stepped up to the wand, and foop, he disappeared because it was a portal trap. So the rest of the party, they were not going to abandon him, and They all stepped up right afterwards, and all of them were transported to this ethereal plane where they encountered the undead corpse of the mad wizard Orizel.
See?
They
great
did
memory.
battle with him.
Yeah.
They defeated him,
Yeah.
and then they had a choice of 4 portals to go back.
I thought it was 6, but 4.
Okay, I don't remember if it was 4 or 6. They chose one that instead of taking them back to Orzel's Manor, it took them across half the country into Florida swamplands.
Was that the week I was in Disneyland?
No.
No, this
you
was
were there.
long. This is way before that.
Way before.
Why don't
Okay,
I
so
remember this?
there's what actually happened.
I think.
Well, that's when we lost Bear.
No, we lost Bear before going into the portal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, you did.
But I
But
I don't,
that's
I
why you
don't
were separated
remember,
from
I
Bear.
don't remember the Orizel. Like, I know that occasionally I have had to work on a Wednesday night, so that might have been one of them. That I don't remember battling the wizard, because I don't remember that at all.
Well, it's too bad that we don't have all that stuff on video like we do now, because then you could go back and watch it. Anyways, I want to go back into the story right now and be Quillius Quacksalver again.
Okay.
And so Quillius listens to all of the memories, that mishmash memories that you bring up, and he zeroes in on one thing, and he says to Raven, back up a minute. So you say when you found his laboratory and you walked in, there was something magical floating there. What did it look like?
It looked like a wand.
And Quillius Quacksalver looks at the roof and he goes, that fool! We told him not to mess with that wonder wand. Look what he's done. There you see? Now this is what I need you to keep in mind. As wilders in this world, the wild magic will kill you just as quick as it killed him. You got to be careful about what you're doing. Just like I've got to be careful about what I'm doing. That's what all of us wizards, the slow whacks, that's why we are out in the world trying to keep watch and not in that stupid encampment of Wildermage off in the north in the woods. Mark my words. I knew something like this was going to happen. Now we're going to have a big meeting to find out what we're going to do about replacing Orizel. I don't even know any other wizards whose names start with O. Not even in Wildermage. It's going to be very confusing. It certainly is. With that, he reaches over, pulls out from under the table this big jug of quackshine, and pours himself a glass and downs it. Yuck. And he goes, quack!
Is R not close enough to O?
R?
Raven Alexium?
Oh no, we already have one named R. You know what? I don't know. I don't remember where he is. What's apparently, and so he intimates to you that all of the wizards in his order have rhyming names, and each of them starts with a different letter, and he is the Q. Quillius Quacksalver, QQ. He doesn't remember offhand what Orzel's name is.
So alliterative
Yeah,
names?
it's not really a rhyme. It's
Not
alliteration.
rhyming, but
Right. I
alliterative.
forgot that last time we talked about this too, didn't I? Alliteration. All of the names of all of the wizards are alliterative. And how come I cannot get back to the pictures so that I can show you this stuff?
Rename yourself.
No hard
There's already an
this far.
R. And besides that, he's too young to be in my order. And you know what? The problem with him is that he can't be in the slow wax, because slow wax stands for, I wrote this years ago or months ago, and I should have known this off by heart.
I mean, he could
Slowax.
be Oxymoron Alexium.
Slowax stands for the Secret League of Wizards Who Actually Know Shit. Clearly, Raven still belongs to the wilder group of wilders who actually don't know very much shit, as I can clearly see.
I can't really argue this.
And besides, like I said, we've already got an R in our group. Now, the Wilder Magi, they always just call us, make fun of us and think we're eccentric and we're just an old boys club, and they call us the Slows.
So you're not actually connected with the Wilder Mage order?
Wilder Mage, I wouldn't go back to that place if you paid me $1 billion gazillion dollars.
Are there other orders other than the one that you're in now and Wilder Mage, or is it the two?
Well, there might be a few more. As I recall, I mean, of course, there's the eccentric enchantresses,
Yummy.
because they don't want to be in our club.
Eccentric
No.
Enchantresses.
No, the eccentric enchantresses.
Center.
They're all the female wizards. Of course, they don't call them that. They don't like that. At least not the ones in that order. Don't call them that.
What do they prefer?
They want to be called enchantress because it's a prettier word than wizardess. Anyways, you've got me wandering all around my notes here, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be telling you about this. I know. I got to go to the other notes. That's why.
Your
It's too much stuff to
adventure
remember.
Screen is your adventure screen is
Oh, my
weird.
adventure screen is messed up. I'm very sorry about that. Let's go to this.
So I throw that in.
There. Okay.
That's
That
good.
looks good. All right. So Quillius Quacksalver basically says, offers you now a drink of the Quackshine.
I will have one,
You're going to have one?
please.
All right. He scurries over to his shelf and he pulls down a few very dirty glasses and mason jars of different types, blows the dust out of them, sets them down in front of you, and quickly pours a quick round. Click, 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 click.
I cast prestidigitation on my glass.
And
Prestidigitation.
none of ours.
You
The
didn't ask.
second that Raven casts prestidigitation on his glass, it explodes and goes boom. And Quillius goes, "Hey, none of that in my house. For now you owe me a mason
You
jar."
insulted him.
He goes back to the shelf. He gets another mason jar, spits in it, wipes it out with the hem of his thing, and it says, "There, good as new." Pours a chug into it and says, "Drink up, young'un."
Gladly.
If he's a wizard, let's see him drink up.
There you go.
And we all just
And I shoot it back.
Okay.
Everyone-
All right, there we go. Skull prosit. Yes, you.
rounds of duck
I guess you
juice.
get the.
Quack.
Here's spit
As
in your
soon
eye.
as you drink it, immediately it feels it's amazing tasting moonshine, but it's also a little bit effervescent and bubbly, and you all of a sudden start to have these little bubbles bubbling out of your nose, and you suddenly, every one of you hiccups, but the hiccup always sounds like hic quack, hic quack, hic quack. Right, and then it makes you laugh and giggle because it's a hic quack. All right, so in the hermit hut of Quillius Quacksalver, he's got many things to discuss with you, but he's going to have to discuss them in our next episode because we are at our break time. Our alarm just went off, and so we are going to take a break right here. For those that are watching, we do 2 or 3 sessions a night. Tonight we're only doing 2. And between those sessions, we'll take a little break. For those that are watching a recorded episode, this may be an episode that's separate from our live stream recording. If you do, and you see this is the very end of the episode, check out our next episode coming up because it'll be coming up. For those
Thank
watching
you so
live,
much for your forbearance, my friends.
Yes.
Yay.
We
Thank
know
you for sticking with us, even though our
Technical
pathway has been-
issues.
We're all over the
Oh,
place. Technical
no,
issues.
we haven't been on as much as we'd love, but we're always around and we're always thinking about you guys. Well, first of all, we're thinking about us, but we like to share our adventure with you guys for sure.
Yep.
So thank you.
We're in busy season.
Yes,
It
that's
is
the
what
other
it
thing.
is.
We are in our busiest season. Most of us are performers, and that means that Christmas season is in full swing right now. The fact that we are even able to get together on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis is pretty good right now. I'm thankful that we were able to. So, For those of you that are watching the live stream, we're going to be gone right now for about 15 minutes. It is 8:02. We're going to be back 15 minutes from now, about 8:17. That's Mountain Standard Time, our time. And
Love you
we
too,
will
sugar,
see
sugar.
you then. Okay, we will see you then. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, I think I think I might have knocked the thing.
Oh, aha! We're streaming and eating. Hello, people. We are eating keto coconut cream pie.
Ooh.
We're going to go back now to our regularly scheduled. Be right back. And welcome. Here we are. I got a better checklist. Ta-da! We're here to say hello to the Wylders. Everybody say hi. So today is actually here in our little world is November the 11th. December. That's right. It's December the 11th. So we've got a couple of weeks till
2
Christmas.
days before Friday the 13th.
There's a December Friday the 13th this year. All right.
Yippee.
And my name is
favorite day.
Dave Wildson. I am the game master for a game called the Wylders game. This is a homebrew game that I made up, but it's basically we play by D&D and Pathfinder rules. The adventure is my own adventure. Around the table are family and friends who all play this game with me, and we're going to introduce them in a second. Now, normally, I'm not wearing this hat. Normally, I'm wearing this hat. And wow, you know what? This blows me away. When I put this big hat on with oh no. Put the belt back on.
You got it?
I think so. There. When I put this hat back on, it changes my hearing environment because it's this big felt thing. So all of a sudden, it's deadening a lot of my voice.
And it is darker.
And it's darker. That's right. Because I've got more shadow, more of a brim. Okay, so I'm wearing this hat today because right now I am playing Quillius Quacksalver. That is the hut of the hermit wizard Quillius Quacksalver that our players have just finally gotten to and visited in the story, the adventure. So we're going to go around real quick. We're going to do our introductions, and we're going to pick up where we left off in the last episode where they were just learning about the truth about wizardry in Aerra from Quillius himself. On my left is a non-wizard Mr. Roguish type called Mr. Thaddeus.
Hello, I'm Ian Little, and I'm portraying Thaddeus Poindexter, the frontier physician.
Indeed. And also he does other sneaky roguey stuff. Hello, Josephine Smith.
Oh, hi, I'm Josephine Smith. I have an arsenal of things that go bang, as well as
Whip chow.
and whoosh, a couple of those, and a dog that will bite your face off.
Big dog.
Would that be like a dire wolf dog?
A dire wolf type dog named Bear, and he's lovely. I love sleeping next to him at night and giving him snuggles. He's the bestest. But don't mess with the Wylders because you get the bear.
All right. Lavinia.
It's so hard to follow up after all of that. My name, very simply, is Lavinia. I am the wife, actually, of the gentleman down at the other end of the table who is currently under a big hat.
Well, Janice is my wife, not Lavinia.
That's true. My name is Janice, and I play the part of Lavinia Rose, who is a fortune teller, a healer, and a badass killer of undead.
Cool. And that sounded great. Hello, Mr. Percy Red and Green Beard.
Percival Red Feather, and I'm played by Robert Woodbury. And I'm generally going around smashing things and having a great time. Except if you get me really, really mad or really, really hurt, I turn into a tiger. And then I'm even more badass.
A big bad weird tiger.
Yep.
And hello, Mr. Raven Alexium.
Hello, Glen LaValle. I play Raven Alexium. This is my familiar Drema, and I'm the squishy wizard that hides in the back and casts spells at annoying things.
Perfect. So that's it. There's the Wilder bunch for you, and we're going to pick up where we left off in the last adventure. The last adventure that we played, this is our second session tonight. In our previous session, they had met Quillius Quacksalver. That's me. Now, I'm not wearing the glasses. We're going to show you a picture of good old Quillius here. Let me see if I can pop it up on the adventure screen. Boom. Is that Quillius? No. Is this Quillius? Why, yes, it is. So there's Quillius Quacksalver. He is a fairly reclusive hermit wizard who lives in the northern Feywood. The reason that he lives here in the northern Feywood is that He is basically I guess you could say that he is the resident wizard as well as ambassador as well as watcher for the Feywood and the World Tree that is the center of the Feywood. And so he, as I say, he is ambassador. Ambassador for who? An ambassador for the Slowwax. That's the secret league of wizards who actually know shit. And apparently there is a large network of old, grumpy, curmudgeon wizards that Quillius is the Q in that alphabet. And they are spread all over the world in various places. He is just getting news from the rest of the Wylders here about how something has happened to one member of his order, a wizard named Orazal, that has met a bad end in his mansion that's quite a bit further west than Feywood, quite a distance. So the other thing that Quillius has shown off to the Wylders, besides his little hut, has been two things. One is his very own moonshine that he makes called Quackshine. And the other thing that he's shown off is his big crystal ball, which is the largest crystal ball any of them have ever seen. And it seems that Quillius is a little bit addicted to scry with the crystal ball, spends the majority of his time when he's not making Quackshine, keeping an eye, communicating with his fellow wizards through his crystal ball, and also keeping an eye on what's going on, not just in the Feywood, but wherever he can scry too.
I believe in our world, that's called voyeurism.
I wonder how far he
unless
zooms
you
in.
are a fortune teller, and then it's not.
There you are.
I wonder how far he zooms in.
We do have some important questions for you, Grand Wizard.
Before our little break here, we all did just take a shot of Quackshine, and
Yep.
we're going to see how
Quack.
it affected us.
You find that it goes to your head pretty quick.
Well, the first thing I want to blurt out my questions.
Everybody's voice automatically goes up an octave. So you're all talking a little bit louder and a little bit higher than you were before. And every once in a while,
Helium?
a hiccup just comes up, wells itself up, and you go, quack.
So I have a question for you.
Yes, Mr.
question for
Percy Red and Green Beard.
I want to know, if you have been watching us this long, do you know where we're going, what we're trying to do, and can you help us?
Quack.
Well. Good questions. Actually, quite good questions. Here, I'll actually go to me and Percy to talk about
Sounds
this.
Irish.
So let's take these questions one at a time.
This blasted Quackshine. It's doing weird things.
I
to me.
happened upon you the first time when you were out in the desert making fools of yourself with some kind of wagon that you were turning into a hot air balloon.
Oh, we had fun with that.
I thought it was actually the first time that you did something that was halfway smart, and that was you made a deal with an air elemental. You remember that?
We
And
do.
he's the
Yep,
one
yep.
that directed you where you wanted to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought if without him, you probably would have been enslaved already by the Vikings, the Aesir Viking slavers who fly their Viking ships through the air. I thought you'd be enslaved by them long before this. But somehow you've managed to avoid disaster after disaster, lost track of you when you went down underground there for a while, and then caught up with you again when you were at the rendezvous. Of course, I was scrying around the rendezvous. I expected Orzal to be there, and he wasn't, which made me wonder. I reported back to that to my brethren, but we so far haven't had any luck.
That wasn't it from that place where we were
That's where
sent
we found
forth
out.
to find out about Orzel?
That's when we
And
found out about
investigate his
Orzal.
castle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe so. That is correct. I'm going to try.
Rendezvous. We set out from there, and our initial thing was to pursue some archers who had gone missing and they got killed by the owl people,
No.
or was that was before?
You did your first.
We
You did that quest
legitimately were
before.
looking for a missing wizard named Orzal.
Orzal.
Yep.
Yeah, people were like, "Where'd this wizard go?" And we're like, "I guess we'll find them."
Yep.
You know?
And before you went to the wizards, you went north because you had a quest to help a guy who had been waylaid on the road, and his party had been massacred. He was the only one that survived
By the-
by some
And we
owl women.
spent an entire episode dreaming up flour-filled eggs.
Was that for those guys,
That
the
was for
invisible
those
ones?
guys.
Flour-filled eggs for the invisible owl people.
Yes, that's true.
All right, okay. So as Quillius is talking to you, what I'm actually going to look for are the wizards. He talks to you about the Sloax, which is the secret league of wizards who actually know shit. As he talks to you about them, you understand that all of the names of the wizards are alliterative, which means that they're the letter of their first name and the letter of their last name are always the same letter. Humans, wizards, are you in here? Indeed. And so he starts rattling off a few of these to you, right? He can't remember what Orzels are, but he just rattles off a few to you. You were asking about
Would
R.
Orzels be like OO?
It would have been Orzel, something, but he doesn't remember what it was.
Okay.
But he does remember the R one. The R one is Rywin Rainshade. And then there's Federan Falkeep. There's Earhad Inkshade. Jackros Janthal. These are just a few of all of the ones. Those are probably the ones I talk to the most. Except for maybe Striga Starbell. So obviously his whole group or the whole band, the whole league of wizards, the maximum number there can be are 26.
Mm-hmm.
One for each letter of the alphabet.
What about lowercase?
No, doesn't matter. Always uppercase.
Good
So he
caveat,
has told you that he's been in this world for a while. He hasn't told you how long he's been in this world for, has he? He's been here. He's been here since, well, in Europe it was the 13th century. Just after the Black Plague. Very, very dark time. In this world, by my reckoning, that's got to be another, 400 years, something like that. He's been around a long time, but it was quite a while ago when the Queen of the Elves came to the Feywood to the tree that he took an interest in the growth of the Feywood because, of course, the Feywood is here now. Where it used to be all the elves were in the eastern lands. But then, of course, there was a break between them. Some of the elves became dark elves, and some of the elves who wanted to be light elves came here to the western lands and planted the great world tree. That's the tree that you guys have seen on the map all of the time. That big world tree.
Are the fairies and the elves in the same place, or are they in a different location?
Well, this whole place used to be called, this entire Feywood. The reason it is the Feywood, of course, is this is the area that's affected by the magic of the world tree. And, I can't remember what the world tree's name is, but I'll find it in my notes.
Wouldn't be Yggdrasil, would it?
The world tree's name?
No, it has a name. Hold on.
You know what the world tree's name is? It's somewhere. We had it in our notes.
Yeah.
The reason that Quillius came here, he says, I came here because, of course, at the planting of the world tree, I wanted to keep an eye on what was going to happen in this area. And in those days, this was called the Elfwood. Of course, this was before the War of the Wee Folk, you understand.
It's not
What-
Elfheim, is it?
Elfheim is actually the name of the town at the base of the world tree.
But the tree's right there. Okay.
And I don't know if you know the name of the world tree yet. And it's in my notes. I'll find it and let you know. But it was originally, Elfheim was the town settled at the base of the world tree. And this entire area was called Elfwood. But then the War of the Wee Folk happened. And when the Elf Queen went to rescue the surviving Wee Folk and brought them back, and they took her as their queen as well, then it was all of the Fey together, and it became the Feywood, not just the Elfwood. And so that's where it is right now.
How is it that you have been here for 100 years now?
Well, you know, what's happened to me is going to happen to you too. You've crossed from the world where you were immortal. Here, you're somewhat immortal, or at least very long-lived, until you blow yourself up, which is almost inevitable for a lot of Wilders. This is why we, as the Slowwax, are the survivors of probably hundreds of young wizards who've all done themselves in one way or the other using wild magic.
And
So here in Wildermage, we don't even know the name of we. Oh,
We're in
sorry.
Feywood.
Here in Aerra,
Yes.
we can live forever.
Oh, you're going to live hundreds and hundreds of years at least.
Huh, cool.
Just like the folk that are in that town of Wildermage. Pwah! And us Slowwax.
do you know the Queen of the Elves very well?
Oh, of course I know the Queen of the Elves. Why, here, I've got a picture of her right here on the wall. And he gestures, and there's this framed picture up on the wall. Now you got to make me go find the
Queen
damn
of the Elves,
picture.
or Queen of the Fairies. I'm
I
sorry.
I
should.
thought it was the Queen of the Fairies.
Both.
Queen of the
Either-
Fairies.
Queen of the Elves is the Queen of the Fairies.
Okay.
She's
Thank
the
you for
Queen of the
She
clarifying.
Fae.
started out as the Queen of the Elves until she rescued the fairies. See what I said just 5 minutes ago.
Right.
And
Yeah.
now she's the Queen,
of both of them.
The Queen of Fae.
Of the Fae.
The
Okay.
Queen of the Fae, yes.
So
I just
you know,
wanted to
I'm
make
just
sure we
wondering
weren't not being
if his
confused.
influence on her might help her. It might ingratiate us to her so that she doesn't kill us when we show up.
No, not only that, like if he has,
We are
if-
delivering something
if-
to her.
If we could get some
exactly,
goodwill.
if he has a connection with her, if
Yeah.
he knows where she is immediately, like we
Yeah.
can, like,
Because her immediate reaction
of-
might be similar to other people's immediate reaction to us showing up a bunch of wilders out of nowhere and, you know, big clompy things. And they'll probably want to attack first and ask questions later, unless we have a calling card of some sort.
Also, we don't want to pussyfoot around. We've wasted so much time on our missions.
This is true.
We just want to go from point A to point B and get this box.
Well, if we
to
were going
the
to
Fae
go
Queen.
straight from point A to point B, we would have gone straight from where we arrived to New Orleans and defeated the Lord of the Walking Dead, the Soldiering Dead. But we didn't want to die.
Oh gosh.
So the frame that you see up on the wall is a framed picture, and it appears to be a picture of the Fae Queen and
Okay,
her
only-
consort knight
oh,
and
okay. 5
little girls.
Oh, nice.
Wait. 5 little girls.
Right. 5 little girls. Oh, it's a sad story, you know, the Queen's girls. Have you heard the story of the Queen's girls? Do you remember?
We remember that someone else has 5 little girls that have turned dark and are conquering the world in a not nice
I believe
way.
it was Monty that told you the story of the Fae Queen, right?
Yeah.
Monty told you that the Fae Queen is very sad and melancholy these days because her husband, her consort, Gath was the name of her consort, and he had crossed the veil with her 5 little girls to keep them safe because Huldra and Huldra's son, Gwildani, who are two of the greatest forces of evil in this world, were hunting for the Fae Queen and her family. And so she was forced to send them away across the veil to keep them safe. Right? Makes sense? So here's a picture that you see on Quillius Quacksalver's wall of the Queen in obviously what was happier days with the little girls. Quillius looks at it and you can see there's a sad face on him as he says, you know, it's been now, I don't know how many years, probably less than a decade since they all went away. And now this whole trouble with the soldiering dead has come to the South Feywood just in the last same amount of time. So you may find the Fae Queen not smiling like you see in this photo I keep of her on my wall. You might find her very serious now that all of this hardship has come to her.
How did you create a photograph?
How did I create a photograph?
Yes.
Well, this photograph that you see right here is the result of probably 500 fucking family photographs. And as a matter of fact, I think I had to do some photoshopping on this one. Yeah, the guy Aaron Gath in this photograph had a helmet on before, and he doesn't now. So you couldn't see his face. And the little girl's eyes were all they were wonky because AI isn't very good at doing eyes. So I had to fix a bunch of eyes on the little girls.
Actually, more specifically, how is a wizard able to make a photograph?
There's a painting.
Oh, you're wondering how? Yes,
You get
yes,
little
it's a
20 inch
painting.
sun,
Painting.
build a
I was out of character there because I thought he was talking to me about how technically I made the AI photograph. Well, I made the AI photograph. I used Bing for this one. So, yes, as you look at it, he says, "Look closer, dummy." And as you look closer, you can see the paint strokes.
Oh, okay.
Why you go do that?
I think you need another shot. And he
I'm
reaches
a
over
wizard.
and he jugs another bit of quack shine into your
That's what we do.
glass.
We always
He's like,
know
drink
what's
up,
going
drink
on.
up.
Oh, how does it work?
Any other questions for Quillius while he's here in his little room?
Yes.
Quillius? Oh, no, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say.
We're being too
I was going to
lenient.
ask if Quillius knew the network of portals and where they're all located.
Portals. Oh, of course. I personally don't travel the network of portals very much myself because I don't travel it anymore at all. And here's the other thing with portals. Every damn one of them is up on top of a pinnacle. They've got a little flat spot on the pinnacle and it's up on the top of this pinnacle mesa. I have to drag my fat behind up all of these cliffs to get there every time I want to use a portal to one. And then it's worse to drag it down and not fall off of there and break your head. So these days I usually just stay put and I use my crystal ball. I want to talk to somebody. I use my crystal ball. I want to see something that's happening in the world. I use my crystal ball and I stay put right here. My Vardo's getting old and there's a lot of dry rot now in those wheels, so I don't want to be moving it around anymore.
Would you be able to contact the Fairy Queen and let her know that we're coming?
I would be able to contact the Fairy Queen if she had a scrying bowl or she had a crystal ball with her and she was looking at it. And as far as I know, well, not as far as I know for a fact, because I just looked the other day. She's down right now. She's not in Elfheim. She's down right now with her troops at the southern border of Elfheim, where they've been on and off having skirmishes with the soldiering dead. So far, there hasn't been a mighty push up into the Feywood, but that's because the queen is there trying to empower her all of the rest of her elf soldiers.
We would like to help with that.
You'd like to help with that?
Yes.
Well, you could go down there. Who knows? You might even not get yourself killed. Although I wouldn't put money on it. Would you have a question there, young lady?
I do. Thank you, sir. I have a crystal ball that I have not used very much yet. But would we be able to communicate back and forth by scrying with our crystal balls?
We certainly would.
That's wonderful. May I, sir, do so with you?
Oh, you getting his number, are you? Saucy wench.
All right, I will set that up. Now, in order for us to do that, we're going to have to synchronize them. So you're going to have to dig it out of wherever you've got it, bring it in here for me to be able to synchronize these so that you can use it.
Sorry, I'm choking.
These children.
As a matter of fact, I even toyed with the idea of having a crystal ball prop that I was going to produce for Lavinia right now for an actual crystal ball.
I have one.
But they're so damn expensive, and I didn't want another big.
However,
I have one.
Like they're like 4 pounds.
what I have is my crystal egg,
Oh
You
yeah.
got a
have-
crystal egg.
Well,
which
I have a
Thaddeus says
crystal
he's
ball.
got a crystal ball, so he might lend it to us
Val had one that she
for
used
a while.
quite often.
Like
and
literally, if we pass it back and forth, we're gonna drop it on this a TV screen.
Please
But then we
pass
won't-
it to the GM so he can see the
She has a
crystal.
nice.
What are we
crystal.
talking about? Oh, look at this. We have, oh yeah, that's actually kind of a cool crystal egg. It's heavy.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
It's a scrying.
Quillius looks at it and he's like, too small. And you'll have to bring me the big one. But you did have a crystal ball that you found someplace that's in your inventory, I know, in the game.
Yes.
So we'll use that as a prop next time, and we'll do that. That's a good plan. And as a matter of fact, I've even made up screens for the TV with a crystal ball on purpose, because this has been the plan all the time, is that this is the way you will communicate with Quillius Quacksalver, is going to be through the crystal ball.
That's the
What
fine
is the
plan,
fa-
sir. Thank you.
What is the fastest way to get down to where fighting is going on?
Oh, you'll be able to take the trail down. And at this point, Quillius points to a map that's on another wall, and that map, of course, looks exactly. It's the same map that you guys have. Obviously, that's the central map, and he shows you on the main map. You can see where Quillius is. You can see where Elfheim is. So he's like, so you just go down the road west here a little bit, and you can't see it on this map because the tree illustration on this map is blocking it. But right when you get to the top two branches of this tree, there's actually a trail that follows along that goes straight south to Elfheim. At Elfheim, you pass right through it, right past the trunk of the tree on the west side, and then you'll continue on, and you'll see that there's a fork in the road. Now, you don't want to go to Two Statues unless you're going to go out the west way at Two Statues. And, of course, I've got stuff for you to do there if you want. You want to go the south way, straight south. You head south, you're going to have Findletug on your left. Can you guys not see this? Is it not on the
Well,
thing?
yeah, it's not on the back screen.
Oh,
so
sorry. I
I'm
missed a step. Stop.
frustrated.
There we go. I'm showing it to the people at home. All right, so he says you want to go south with Findletug on your left. Along through this valley here, you'll see there's a small mountain range between this and the way out west to Two Statues. You keep going south, and at the very southern border where this trail comes out, which is just directly south of Two Statues, that's where you're going to find most of the queen's troops, and probably her retinue as well. So he's showing you the way to go if you want to go find the elf queen. Or, well, the fey queen, I guess.
Yeah, of course, I have a question that is, it's within game and it's with the other characters. We would probably want to discuss strategy as to whether we want to go directly to the front or whether we want to circle around to the side, and whether we want to present ourselves to the queen right away, or maybe after we have conquered some of the foes. I don't know.
Honestly feel while we are in Elf.
Hain or Elfwood.
Yeah, Elf. Like, march forward, straight line.
Straight line?
Yeah, we don't have any foes here.
So far as we know.
Well, Quillius has been listening.
We have
to
a
what you
duty
see.
to deliver the pixies'
No, I
belongings.
think direct, straight
Direct,
line.
straight?
These are not, like, the only foes that we really have are the undead, and they are outside.
Quillius says, well, that's not necessarily 100% true. It's true that most of the Fae that are sentient or conscious, I guess you could say, that are in the Feywood are well-meaning. But there are lots of natural Fae and even a few dark Fae that inhabit nooks and crannies in the Feywood. They, on the other hand, would not necessarily consider you to be friends. They may not be friendly. For example, you run into any forest trolls here, you're going to have to suss out whether or not it's a friendly or unfriendly forest troll.
And how do you do that?
Well, if they're trying to kill you,
That's
they're
a
one
good
of the
indicator.
unfriendly ones. If they're start talking to you about flowers, then you're okay. As a matter of fact, I might have quite a few quests all cooked up for little jobs that I need you to do for old Quillius. in
No.
various parts of the Fae if you're interested in doing any of those things.
Now okay, we need to get this box to the Fae Queen. What sort of benefits would come from us doing side quests with you?
Well, I can think of one benefit right off the bat is that I could tell you where them pukas are that got your 4 clusters. There are 4 Aerra-like clusters.
Yeah, that would
and
be
you
a
can get 'em
fine
back.
thing.
You guys want to go get our clusters
We should
back?
get our clusters back.
We've
wanna
also
get
got a
our
couple of
clusters
other
back.
problems that really could use a little bit of, mercenary wilder help here. One of them's at the Broken Tower up in the north, right here in this area here. Another one's over here at the old ancient tree that's up in the northwest corner of the Feywood. Now, I haven't had anybody to go up there, and I'm not hauling my old ass up there either. So it's good that you came along. There might be a couple things here. Speaking of hauling my old ass, you know what I was doing while you were in Salt Shore? I was fixing a broken angel bridge. That's what I was doing. How on earth you could smash that runestone? Do you know it took me a week to carve that runestone? And here you are, off smashing it in your silly little battle with the Dwergar. I had to go and put the faces back on the angels, energize the runestone so that the whole bridge works again. Thank goodness that I had the time to go do that.
Oh, so good to know. Bridge is fixed.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for
Yes,
fixing
angel
the bridge.
bridges.
You are a service to beings alike.
Any other questions about things that you want to do? I wonder if I have any lore written in my book I need to talk to you about.
Could we go and deliver the package to the Fae Queen and then come back and do some of these side quests?
I agree
Because
with you. I agree
we
with you.
really have a duty, and we've spent way too long.
Yeah, in side quests. So I'd say that's our priority, and we can worry about our
And then
own-
it's just a burden we
clusters
can
and
get
things.
rid of and like refocus, you know?
and then we can start thinking about the overquest, the big quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, being in the presence of on the front lines where they're fighting, that's where we need to be. We need to show people that we are
Supporting the cause,
supporting the cause and
confronting the enemy,
yeah.
kicking their butt.
Yeah. I like aside to my friends. I'm so tired of these piddly little side quests. Like
Side quest. to death.
let's start let's go get on with our mission.
Yep.
And as cute as this wizard is, like, come on, like we've got shit to get done.
And Lavinia's got a date. They're going to be talking on the phone and having
So I've got a couple of notes. I think it would be to our advantage
and
to get
bawling
our,
each other.
I think it'd be to our
Excuse me.
advantage of getting our crystals back,
Yes.
because those could
That
be.
one-
I think that should be a
yes, absolutely.
priority.
Yes.
I think so.
I agree with you on that one.
I also wish to ask the wizard if he has the ability to give us guidance on how to return. Not that we're going to do it right away, but to return to Orzel's mansion.
Orzel's mansion. Why do you want to go back there?
He
Well-
wants the wand.
There's things in that mansion that we haven't fully explored.
Well, I think it's pretty simple. If you look on the map and you head west to the rendezvous, and then you head north back on the trail you're at, you'll find Orzel's mansion back in the crook of that little river, right where it was this whole time.
But there's no portal or easy way to get there that you
Portal,
are aware of.
no, not anywhere near the rendezvous. There isn't a portal near the rendezvous, as far as I know.
Okay, thank you for that.
What is the best way of dealing with pukas?
There is a portal near the rendezvous. I'm so sorry, but like it was because the rendezvous, and then we went up, and then we did the little owl thing, and then we went up that way, and there was Orzel's mansion. So there is a portal near the rendezvous. It's in Orzel's mansion.
Oh, there is a portal in Orzel's mansion.
Yeah.
Yes. From what I understand, you ended up in an unnatural portal. A wizard made one that took you to the ethereal plane. And then had a bunch of just drop points that dropped you wherever you were, right in midair. You're lucky you weren't a mile up. You don't know how to fly. He could have dropped you a mile up in one of the others, and you might have been just stains on the rocky ground out in the middle of nowhere somewhere.
Some days it feels like we already are stains just out in the middle of nowhere, but
So,
So how does one deal with pukas?
Kind of deep there.
Yeah.
okay, so the question of how does one deal with pukas? Well, obviously, first of all, you got to be able to find them. Don't let them get away on you. And secondly, you got to have something to offer them in trade that they're going to be interested in. Now, they took your clusters not because they know the value of those clusters. They're fey and they don't care about the value of trading those clusters. They're naturally magical creatures, and in this case, a puka don't care about the magical abilities of those clusters either. They took them because they're big, shiny gems. They took them because they're pretty. So you're going to need to offer them something that's pretty. Maybe
Josephine,
more
you're
pretties than that.
No, I was
We're
just
just gonna-
I was just saying let's offer Lavinia.
I was going to say Josephine, but whatever.
When I'm talking about pretty, if you think you can trade them,
Shiny.
you've got to trade them for something shiny.
Shiny.
And I would suggest a whole lot more gems than what you're getting back. They're not going to trade you those big gems for just a little handful of pocket rubies. You're going to need quite a bit of stuff to trade back for.
You have shiny things.
I'm just going through my inventory now.
Actually,
Like literally shiny things, like a hand mirror.
we also have the ability to create shiny things that don't exist.
Are you talking about him or are you talking about him?
Casting illusions.
I could cast illusions, but these are magical creatures that probably see right through
Probably
it.
sees right through. Okay.
And then I
Good
think they would be
idea, though.
disappointed.
No.
But,
But
it-
yeah, also you don't really want to jip off a creature and then
I might.
There- there-
If they stole my stuff, yeah.
no.
there are spells of enthrall that I might be able to use.
Regardless, they stole our clusters, but we don't really roll dirty, do we?
No, we do
like,
not.
As a crew, we don't. Yeah.
You're going to find that you'll have a hard time casting a successful glamour that fools just about anything in the Feywood, because of course they're all natural magical creatures that are masters of a glamour of one sort themselves. Those glamours they're going to see through. So yes, if you've got a minor illusion, I don't think you're going to have much success with that.
We'd need the Schaftine goggles.
On the other hand, you've just got to think about what kind of things would they, as pukas, consider shiny and valuable.
What have we? What have we?
You've got a lot of time to work on that and figure it out, because of course it's going to be a
know
while
what-
before
know
you
what
find the
we
pukas.
do have one thing that we did not hand over when we were not when we were apprehended, but when we were telling the police chief about the smugglers, is that we have 4 or 5 bolts of very beautiful silk in our bag of holding.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Maybe
something
very,
sparkly and-
very shiny and sparkling and,
and
beautiful.
something maybe that people that is not common around here.
And if we made
I do have a silver hand mirror and
Yeah.
comb.
Yes, you do.
right, so if we made beautiful stuffed animals out of this silky cloth and offered them up as these beautiful things, which are mystical and gorgeous, ugly dolls.
So Quillius breaks in and he says, now I don't know if they've ever seen the like of silk before, but you might be onto something. It's worth a try, probably. And I would say that your little hand mirror, that certainly would be something that they would consider valuable and interesting. So that one is a winner, almost for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I do have an inquisitive quill, which is a magical quill that writes. I don't know if that would be of interest to them.
Oh, I don't know if they'll be interested in any magic paraphernalia. Like I said, they took the clusters not because they were magical in nature, but because they were gems and shiny and big.
Glittery.
So they're not interested in magical apparatus, magical things that we might consider valuable. They're more interested just in shiny stuff that they would think is treasure.
So how exactly does one find a puka?
The question of finding the puka. I will give you that answer when you complete the quest I need. Done.
Oh.
It's not a hard quest. It's just a simple little adventure that you need to do up in the northeast of the Feywood, where there's a broken tower. And
If there's a tower there, maybe there's a portal at the top of the tower.
Well, the top of this tower is broken off. The only thing left is a foundation. But somewhere around there is some kind of vampire type, and I need you to go and take him out.
There's a lot at stake.
Actually, that really does work, that whole stake thing.
All right.
As long as it's a big enough one and it's sharp enough.
Have you any garlic?
Good. Garlic. Well, there might be some growing out in my back garden there. You could probably go with some of that. Although I don't think you'll find that garlic actually does work.
No, okay, I'm just hungry.
It's good if you got a cough or a cold, but it doesn't work for vampires. Not in this
I'm just
world.
hungry, and I feel like it would flavor our jerky that we've been eating for 7 years.
I'll tell you one
Great.
thing about garlic that does work on vampires, though. They don't like garlic eaters. You want to protect yourself from a vampire? Eat a lot of garlic so that you stink to high heaven. And then that vampire is not going to want that garlic-tainted
let's
blood.
make some garlic soup, y'all.
So that's the whole deal with the pukas. Now you can decide to go and do the pukas. Maybe you want to go do your main quest first down to see the queen and take her the message you want to deliver and then come back.
Didn't we need to do the vampire quest before getting to the next stage to be able to get to the pukas, to get to our clusters to be able to go to the queen?
No, you can go to the queen, or you could go off and try and finish this off so you can find. So I'll give you the location of the pukas so you can try and retrieve your clusters.
Hey, what's the vote group?
So we can go and find the queen and then come back to you to be able to.
Recover.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Or you can just give up on your clusters and on the pukas.
Side quests might be a little easier in the grand scheme of things, and we can just get rid of a vampire, get our clusters, and then go for the queen.
I like the idea of getting our clusters back, to be honest, because they could be helpful in the
exactly.
fight.
Some sort of insurance, some sort of property that helps us in the long run.
Plus, they're very valuable
Exactly.
if we need to trade them for something more specific.
What are your thoughts?
Into the mic.
That's better.
I personally would like very much to complete the duty that we have to the pixie.
Yeah.
But I will go along with the rest of the company if I.
And I feel the same as Thaddeus. I want to go and aid the queen if I can, return the pixie's belongings to her, and because on some level that feels more important than retrieving lost goods.
I agree with you. It is our main quest at the time, and I think Lavinia.
Yep.
And I think I was kind of blah blah blah, and I think you're kind of as well. No, okay.
You have such an economy
you're
with words.
Okay, let's look at me for a second.
Magic.
Pull a coin out next.
Yes.
It was just sitting there fluttering on his glasses every time he talked.
Okay, so you want to go visit the queen? I can live with that.
We want to go.
I think it's a principled thing to do.
complete.
As
to
a
do.
group, we want to complete our promise.
Yes.
Yes.
Because and meeting the queen herself is probably more in keeping with the with our mission to
R1.
R1, that's him. R1. Lord of the Dead, ruler of the
Right,
Shadow Realm.
right.
The only thing I feel really bad about is that this sweet wizard has made several side quests for us and thought about them for a good decade before we got here, and now we're just like,
is
screw it."
giving us full permission to go and complete our duty to the queen.
True.
We can always come
And
back.
he
do
knows
these, and we're
that
very
we
happy
will
to do
come
that.
back.
Yeah.
And we will be able to communicate with
Will
him
we come
because
back? Who knows what will happen once we get down there? We might be sent on.
but at least we will have communication
Yes.
between the magic.
Right. Okay.
He's got
And
his number now.
Yeah, I know.
I may turn you into a frog.
Yeah, so of course, obviously, what I tried to do for this part, just like I'm going to try and do for all the areas, is try and have a few side quests. I don't want them to be as long and as involved as what happened in Saltshore, right? Or even with the Dwergar, okay? But I do have them there so that you've got the option to do a little bit of sandbox you want, or to actually continue with the main quest line.
So, Mr. Game Master,
So yes,
What?
is it?
would you prefer us to do?
It doesn't matter.
I would say it sounds to me like most of you are in favor of doing the visit to the Queen first, and then coming back and doing some other things depending on whether or not you get swept away by events.
Okay, fast track to the Queen, and then we haul us back to get our
Right.
dang clusters back,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
we go kick ass.
And heaven knows we may get other treasure along the way after slaying a vampire and whatever other
Yeah,
side
I
quests.
know. It's like, take our loss, whatever.
Right.
It's not the only clusters we'll ever see. It's just there's
That's not what I said.
there were 3 clusters. There were 3
Four,
clusters.
actually.
Four clusters.
Oh yeah, 4 clusters.
Yeah.
It may
And,
also
and that was his
Yep.
dowry
I
or
mean-
bride price.
I was saying
It would be bride price.
that we probably get other treasures as well.
No, dowry. Sorry.
So it also may be that the queen may offer us some nice
Yep.
shiny things to trade with the pukas,
Oh, yeah.
which we don't really have a whole lot
Yeah.
of options at the moment.
Yeah.
So let's do that. But before we go, there's a couple of other things we need to talk to Quagmire.
Better get my name right, or I've got a itchy wand over here.
I
Oh,
can tell.
Oh,
Just call him QQ. QQ.
Yes, QQ.
Poor Thaddeus is turning multiple
Cutie.
shades of purple.
Quillius Quacksalver, was that what you were searching
Quillius
for?
Quacksalver. Of course it is. We did haul these carts for you, these cases, and we paid a hefty toll at the bridge to be able to bring them to you. And I would like to discuss with the team what kind of compensation you can help us with to recoup some of our losses and perhaps
Reimbursement.
well,
hopefully.
and also show some gratitude to our, non-postal delivery service.
So Quillius listens very solemnly to your pitch and says, "Ah, yes, you're right. I believe that you paid a hefty fee at the bridge to cross the bridge yourselves. Now, on the other hand, I know that Urgrok gave you a bit of a break because he was going to have you deliver all of this stuff to me. That part I think is valid. The part about your hefty fee at the bridge, though, nice try, nice spin, Mr. Crafty Wizard. But I am a craftier and older wizard than you. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to pay you the fee that I was going to pay whoever delivered those packages to me, assuming that they are all fully intact. So I think it's time we went out and we had a look." And Quillius gets up and he waddles out the door and off to check out.
May I assure you that they are in the exact same state as they were presented to us.
Well,
The troll did mention that a couple of them had been damaged previously.
I saw exactly what state they were in using my
right.
scrying ball to look at them while they were on the bridge. I saw you pick them up. I saw what happened. I just going to do a double check to see if anything's going on when I wasn't watching. So he goes out there And he finds a couple of the crates are broken. There are a few broken things inside. He's like, and he pulls a pencil out and sticks his tongue out to the side and starts scribbling himself some math and some notes. And it's like, he comes back and he says, all right, I'll tell you what. Your cost for the troll bridge to get here, that's none of my concern. However, you did bring me the cases that I needed, so I'll give you a choice. You can have 100 gems, or you can have 4 spells.
I saw that look. He was like, and his mustache was trying to hug it, or like
His mustache quivers, goes twing.
like his mouth just went behind his mustache.
Well, I can't speak to the entire team because they also, bore the load to get to where we are today. So for me to selfishly say 4 spells would be only self-serving.
For myself, I feel like yes, it's fine to have currency in this world, but it's not like we need to hoard it. At the point of the bridge, I was completely fine personally with giving the troll the 300 that he was asking for, and then we ended up bartering it down, and so be it. I don't think I think that what we have to offer as beings is way more valuable than currency anyways. So
I would love to know what the spells are.
that's true.
Do we get to choose?
I think that
I've got to think about that, whether it's going to be a grab bag or not.
I think that if we were to take the gems, there's a much higher risk that they would be stolen on the route. Less risk of stealing spells where magic is commonplace.
Although I do need to spend a lot of gems learning spells and transferring them to...
It depends on what the spells are, because there's 2 of us, so they could have different applications.
They could, absolutely, yes.
In this case, what is Quillius?
He's a wizard.
He's an alchemist.
He's a wizard and an apothecary. So what kind of spells do you think he would have? Do you think he'd have any occult spells? Maybe. Do you think he'd have any arcane spells? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think he'd have any cleric spells? No. Do you think he'd have any primal spells? Maybe, but probably not. So chances are most of Quillius's spell inventory that he's willing to part with is going to be arcane wizard spells. Because you consider your source.
Well, spells are personally useful to me, and they could be by default useful to all, but I still have to pay money to copy them to my spell book, unless he would teach me the spells directly.
Well, speaking of spell books, the other thing that we might dicker is what I might charge you to translate all the spells that are in that spell book you found in that cave in Saltshore. Do you remember that one?
I do remember that we have spells in a book that I don't know what the spells are yet.
Exactly.
But he could translate them for you.
For a fee.
For a
So
fee.
I'd have to pay you to transfer those.
That's right. You'd have to pay me, young wizard.
But couldn't I just read them myself?
Maybe you could.
Eventually, when you level up from 4 or 5 levels more.
Or if you had a magic spyglass or something.
That can read things, which I think we do have. So my thoughts would be we take the 4 spells if you're willing to do that.
I would like to speak on behalf, not on behalf, but as part of the group here, and just speak up and say, our wizard has never taken a spell for personal gain. It has always been for the group. It has always been for our group well-being. So we should probably trust him.
For he's a jolly good fellow.
Am I wrong? Like, if anyone else has anything to say about
No, I
that.
agree, but it's not only the wizard that has taken spells for the benefit of the whole company.
No,
the cleric has also done
absolutely
exactly the
not.
same.
Absolutely not. But in
But in this
but
instance,
he's the one doing the trade.
And we're also discussing the merit of money versus spells,
Exactly.
and which one would be of most
And
use in the next forthcoming days.
And I believe that if we were to take the gems, they would be stolen.
Well,
Okay.
it's easier to come across money than spells as well. We can get money from other sources.
But
Spells.
that's true.
Okay,
yeah.
well, I'll agree that's a good argument for that. Yes.
Okay, pretty much everyone has an argument, or is argue, or sorry, not arguing, voting
Advocating.
towards spells, right?
All in favor of
Lavinia?
taking the spells.
Spells.
Let's do it.
All right.
Lavinia.
I am wondering if there might be a combination that could be,
2 spells and 50 gems.
I'm not sure, but
So you're
let me just kind of explore this for a minute. The spells, but being able to work with you to have the translation of things without us having to pay you money that we do not have because our clusters and everything are gone. So if there
2
is,
spells and some translation.
I'd say I'd rather take a shot at translating the spells myself.
all right, so 4 spells would work the best.
I think, well, for now, and if I can't read them, then we have the option of paying him later.
Okay, that
Spells
sounds
are
good.
really portable as long as we keep him protected.
Okay, so now I'm going to jump in here because we're just talking about one payment for one delivery as opposed to the main quest line and everything else. So we're good. We're getting into the weeds on this one. Obviously, consider the fact that right now you're at a wizard source. So that means a lot of the stuff is going to be focused around wizardy things that are going to primarily affect Raven, right? And your adventures, you're going to be in other places, and I'm always going to try and structure it so that it gives each of you, with whatever your specialties are, opportunities for more stuff that work with yours. For example, in getting close to the Feywood, who had a big change to her benefits? It was Josephine, because she got a little bit of magic, remember? Right? In this case with Quillius, right now it's kind of wizard centric, right? It turned out for Rob that it was actually the whole mask thing for Percy that suddenly gave him a lot of stuff, right? So I'm trying as we go through most of our story to give everybody those opportunities to do those things. I know Lavinia hasn't had as much, and although Thaddeus ended up getting married. So can you see where that's all going?
Oh, absolutely.
You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And getting like a huge stockpile of things that we've pretty much blown. Sorry. Sorry for blowing you, Valerie.
So Quillius obviously is going to want to trade with you either for service, things that you do for him as a quest giver, and then you get whatever the benefit is. Or in this case, you basically did a quest for him. You delivered something to him. And so his payment is he offers either 100 gems or 4 spells, just straight out payment.
And 4 spells sounds perfect to me.
Well, the gems are already spent.
The other thing is you can always recast your divine spells every morning, right? You can pick which spells you want. I can't do that.
No, this is wonderful to find. I look forward to finding out what spells they are.
Should be fun.
Yeah. Okay. So we've only got about 3 minutes left on our timer. We're going to be shutting it down pretty quick. You've learned a bunch of stuff from Quillius, and this is good because it gives me time next game that we play to give you whatever remaining stuff you need to know before leaving Quillius this time. And then I assume in our next game session, you'll probably get back on the road heading south.
Next week might
Oh,
not
oh, oh, oh.
be
Yeah.
typical.
So let's announce what's going on. So the plan for next week is that for the first session at least, and probably just for the first session next week, we're doing our Christmas special.
Yay!
Hooray! Woo!
Oh.
So it is not going to be our regular story. It's going to be just a very short little one-off, and we are not going to be, as Wylders, we're not going to be playing the characters of Raven, Thaddeus, Lavinia, Josephine, or Percy. They are going to be different characters, as am I. So you're going to find out if you get a chance to catch up with us. Next episode, which is our Christmas special, is going to be streamed a week from today.
So the
18th.
18th,
the
yes.
18th of December. We're going to do our Christmas special. It's only going to be for the first session. Then after that, we'll have a break, and we'll probably try and jump back into this for the second session. And we got a couple of other little surprises in there we're doing too.
I hope everyone who watches us regularly, or not even regularly, even occasionally, comes by and says hi, so we can say Merry Christmas to you, and or Happy Holidays, however
You choose to celebrate.
However way your holiday season is. It's the holiday season for so many people, but for us, we are celebrating a Christmas season, and we are celebrating a Christmas season in Wildermage, and Dave has the most fun surprises for you guys.
Hooray!
Like we would love to share it with you guys for sure.
All right. Okay, I think we're going to call it right there. Anybody have any other things they want to say as we
Just
go around the table?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Should I show off my tattoo?
Yes.
Oh, here. So let me intro this for you. Okay. So one of the things that happened in the real world this week is that our
You have to put it
crazy,
You've got it
crazy
upside-
bounty
it's upside
hunter,
down.
I've got it.
Mr. Rob Woodbury, Percival Redfeather, he just got a
put the
brand new
camera
tattoo.
on.
Here we go.
Where's Rob?
I'm going to put it on there. Here it is. His brand new tattoo is
Grogu.
It's a
Grogu,
Grogu.
Baby Yoda. Now, right now, you'll see there's a lot of shine on it, and that's because it's got that. It's just brand new. Yesterday, you said? Yesterday, so it's still got the coating on it to protect it, and that's kind of a shiny coating that's over the entire thing. It is going to be colored in a while. How long?
It's going to be. She said she's going to 4 or 5 weeks.
4 or 5 weeks, and then she's going to color it for you.
Go in
This
with the
stuff,
green.
When it heals, it just kind of peels off slowly as the skin forms underneath it. So it's.
What is it called? It has a
It's a second skin
It's
type
called
thing.
second skin.
second skin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
It's
used on
for
burns
burn
and stuff.
patients, Yeah. But
Second
it's,
skin.
It's going to be, little baby Grogu, and he's got his brush. So he's a painter.
Oh, with a brush.
Oh,
Because, of
great.
course, Rob is an artist. Pretty cool.
That's cool. That's
Very
cool. I
cool.
didn't
Awesome.
even notice it
This
wasn't a
was-
lightsaber.
This is my daughter's Christmas present to me.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Nice.
Anything else? Anybody else have any stuff they want to announcements, things to bring up, things like that? Looks like we're all good, so we're all going to say goodbye. Thank you for watching us.
Other than I just love
wait.
your rad hat. And
Yeah.
That hat is
Stop looking
freaking
at
boss.
it.
New hat?
That is
Like
great.
the best hat ever.
Quillius Quacksalver is going to be an actual real character that I may play for walk around in the future.
Cool.
We'll see.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you, Dave, and thank
Thanks.
you everyone who joined us. We appreciate you so much. Yes.
All right. Everyone have a good night. Thank you.
Bye,
Thanks for
bye.
watching.
Bye-bye.